Hello, hello, hello. I am joined today by the very lovely, I've got this sus now, I can do it the right way now, the very lovely Natasha Holland. We're a little bit late, but we had a bit of a techie glitch and that's completely cool. So hi Natasha.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. I'm not used to seeing you like this. I'm used to seeing you with it, like this. Used to most like this.
Absolutely, yes.
So Natasha is my gorgeous, gorgeous photographer who does all of the Rockstar photographs, and we've worked together for about a year now?
Yeah, I was trying to work out before actually, so I went back on my Zenfolio and counted how many shoots we had instead. So yes, it must be just over a year, I'd say.
Yeah, I think we started about a year ago, and we've had quite a lot of shoots in a year, haven't we?
We have, yeah. It's been very fun. We've gotten to know each other very well, haven't we?
Absolutely, absolutely we have. How did you start off then, being a photographer? What inspired you? Were you the kid with a camera, or?
Yes, I was, definitely. Well, when I was younger, I was quite ill and I had to take middle school off. So I was quite an ill child. So I found it quite hard academically. So my love of my camera and my photography, going around the hospital, going around outside, taking pictures. I took a lot of pictures of my mum's friends' children, and that's where I started to love portraiture. Yeah, so quite a long time now. It must have been from the age of 11, I'd say.
Cool. And when did you get to that point of going, actually, I'm going to do this as my calling, as my career, as my life?
Yes, it was when I left school, really, because I loved it throughout school. I did so many free shoots and everyone was saying to me, Tash, you need to start charging, because it was costing me more money, to be honest. So I went to Newcastle College and did a portraiture course, and then I went on to do landscape, just to find what I wanted, black and white photography. And then I settled with portraiture because I just love it. I love capturing emotion and just making friends as well, because I love making friends. I love to talk, as you'll know, Emma. And that is a massive passion of mine. So yeah.
And obviously, photography, there is so much more to it than holding a camera. How did you learn all of that? All of the editing skills?
Making mistakes and just owning up to them and then starting again. I think that's what's great about photography, is also your eye is, everyone has a different eye in photography. So what some people might not think is a good photograph, others think it really is. And I think that's what's great. And I just learned through doing a lot of free shoots at the start and free weddings, etc. And just building my confidence up and stepping out my comfort zone, if anything. And just trying to achieve new things all the time. So yes, but yes, it can be tricky at times.
Do you spend more time photographing or more time editing?
Editing. You'll know this, Emma. I edit. I've constantly got my Mac out all the time. It does take a long time to edit a shoot. Some people just think it's the 4 hours I'm spending with you, but actually that 4 hours can take 20 hours editing. Yeah. Anything up to a day's worth of editing, really, and especially weddings and shoots like your shoots, Emma. They do take a lot of time to edit. But I love editing, and I just sit on my Mac and I often have a movie on in the background and I really get into it, and it's my kind of meditation almost.
Yes,
it's really nice. Yes, it's really relaxing.
It's your Zen time.
Yes,
where you're in your zone.
It's actually my me time, which I find really strange, because then I can just zone out and it's like a flow, and I really enjoy it. That makes me sound really sad, doesn't it?
Well, I've seen lovely pictures of your living room, I think it was, with a big roaring open fire on days where you've been editing, and just thought, oh, that just looks so divine.
Yes, absolutely. Working from home is a massive bonus. I have a studio, which is actually on my drive too, but I do all my editing in the house because I just love my dog. My dog cuddles into me and the kids can be in the background, and it's great. It's really good.
Yeah, and you've got a little budding photographer as well, haven't you?
Yes, my daughter Melissa, actually both daughters, Imogen and Melissa, but Melissa really has, caught on to the photography bug. She's constantly nicking off of my Nikon, which is quite an expensive piece of equipment, and going out to the garden because there's like something she wants to capture. And they have their own business linked to my website too, where they sell prints. Obviously, it's it's nothing too powerful. It's just something little for them to earn a bit of pocket money, and it's great for them to see work ethic too and have it at such a young age. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about then photography for business. And I'm a big advocate of, you can get away without it for a little while, but professional photography really makes your life a gazillion% easier. Mm-hmm. But photography is often quite stale from a business perspective. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think obviously professional photography is really important for your business. I think it really does engage with the audience, and it makes them see you the way you want them to see you, and it capture your personality. I know we do a lot of that with you, Emma. We capture your personality, and that does attract more people to you. So I think it's really important to be yourself in your photographs and not just a mannequin. And really, you don't want that. We love all the, the funny faces, all the personality. You've got to bring that through and to just have fun with it, really. And I do think it's very important. And I do think your audience engages more with you if you use just yourself in your images, not just stock pictures.
Yeah. And actually, what you pay to have your photo shoot, it pays for itself in not having to get photography.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what we do, as you'll know in our shoots, we always aim to get about 300 pictures out of that shoot. Different poses, different outfit changes, different hairstyles, and then you can use them throughout the year. So if you're really savvy and plan each photograph before you come and get a photo shoot, you can make sure you have one for every single day. You can do that if you're well organized, and it's a lot cheaper than going on stock pictures.
Yeah. Or you can go, Natasha, I haven't got a photograph for my next book. Can I come and see you?
Yeah. And we can eat cake and drink coffee and have a laugh while we're there. Yes, absolutely.
I know that lots of people find kind of the whole concept of photographs really hard. And I know that you've worked with me with other people to get them to relax into a photo shoot. What are your big tips on that?
Well, I think I for one, I get really nervous in front of the camera. Like even now, it is hard for me, which is funny because I'm a photographer. But I think the best way to do it is get to know each other and have more of a friendship instead of a real professional, let's get to business, let's take this picture. That's not what it's like when you come into my studio or if I come to your house. It's about chatting. It's about real. It's about, having little conversations in between and getting to know each other. Because if I get to know you, you're going to be yourself around me. And that's what I want to capture for your business because that's what people want to see. So yeah, it's just about making the person feel really relaxed. And if that's even just having a phone call before we meet and just having a chat about what our interests are, etc., that will make the person more relaxed, and therefore you'll get better pictures in the outcome.
I know that one that that we've done and that we've encouraged others to do before has been to watch something really funny on YouTube.
Yes. Oh, yes, yeah. I remember that. That was great. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, I can find funny YouTube clips if that's going to make you laugh, but Emma's very good at finding them.
I think, I'm quite good at the brought-on laugh whenever I need it. But, if it's something that you find difficult, watch something that is really funny and let that out. I think that's, it's a good tip.
That's very true as well. And I'm very clumsy, so I think I automatically make people laugh at me anyway because I do some silly things and I say silly things at times. It's just that is me. I think that can make, and just kind of not taking yourself seriously. If you take yourself seriously, your pictures are going to look serious, and if that's not what you're promoting, that ain't good. So you need to just kind of go with the flow. And the first 10 minutes of any shoot in a studio or outside, the first 10 minutes, I don't use any of those images. That's on me to bond with you, for you to get used to the camera, for you to get used to me. And just remember, when I look through the camera, I can see you're very small to me. So it might feel like I'm really close, but I'm actually not. I'm quite set back in my camera, and there's nothing to be afraid of.
And she passes that off as a being checking her lighting.
Yeah. Check my lighting. Yeah, that's me.
So if you're thinking about getting a shoot, obviously, we've said already that you can replace stock photography quite easily. what would you be thinking about, and what would you be asking a photographer if that was something that was on your radar right now?
So what would I be asking a photographer if I was looking for pictures for my business?
Yeah, the advice of, from the photographer, what should I be asking you?
You should be asking me. You should you should be trying to get to know. We should be trying to get to know each other first. You should be thinking about style. So you should be asking me, what is your style? And then I would obviously say what my style is. Show you my pictures, because you might not like my style. You might like the person next door. You might like their style better. And just. I want people to ask me, and I'd like to answer it, little things like, how do I prepare for the shoot? What do I need to bring? Because with Emma, we bring, a lot of props, a lot of different props, and all sorts we use, really, to flowers, to signs, and just what to wear. That's another really important thing. What do you want me to wear? What colours to avoid? Because, things like neon and like that, anything too stripy can really distract the camera. There's little questions like that, hair, makeup, lip colour. That's all really important, I think, in how to kind of colour match your pictures with your clothing, which I think is quite important. And these are all questions that people ask me, and I try and answer as well as I can, really. I'll give advice, or even I sometimes just give them a Pinterest link, and that Pinterest link will then show them what not to wear and what to wear. And that's sometimes easier for people to see than me to say, don't wear this, don't wear that, try and wear that. And it's kind of make the client feel more comfortable. And so they come prepared as well. I always like people to come knowing what they want, really, and say, because if they just stand there and I'm like, so what sort of pictures are you wanting? Just like smiling ones, and we can't take 300 smiling pictures. We need to we need to get products in. We need to get anything, really. What is your brand? Bring it, and we will we'll showcase that for your pictures in a subtle way. So yes, to come with a plan's the best thing.
And I think that a big one is, how long will we spend together, and what will I get out of the other side? Because I know lots of people that come to me and say, oh, well, I'll only get 5 pictures.
Yeah. No, that's not likely with us. So we can spend, I would say, up to 4 hours. And that gives you a couple of hours in the studio and a couple of hours in your office, or if you came to my studio, I can take my studio to you, but it could be outside, getting those important natural shots. I think it makes a massive difference having a variety of pictures, studio, black and white, and that's the black-white backdrop and the white backdrop. And then outside, more natural shots, or in your office. Meeting with Emma, we do pictures of you working on Skype. We did a call like this, the second last photo shoot. And with the package, you get all the best images for free. Not for free, but not for free. That's because some photographers charge you for every single image afterwards. So you'll be paying a sitting fee with some photographers, and then have to pay for every picture afterwards. That's not with Natasha Holland Photography. I give you it within the package. That can be anything from 100 pictures to literally 600, depending how many we shoot on the day, how many are good and have edit well, etc. And just a massive variety of pictures. You can then use them for all your marketing needs. There's no claw on that whatsoever. You get full copyright, which is great and very rare in photography, because people would normally make you pay at arm and leg for copyright. Yes, and you get it on a link, so you can download them straight from the link onto your computer, and you also get a disc or a USB, whichever you prefer. So
I'll lose it, so don't send me it.
And then it usually takes a couple of weeks, but if it was important, you need them straight away, you'd have to let me know when I could get them done. Not saying any names ever. So yeah.
That's it. I've got a book ready and I need a photograph to go on the cover.
That was so funny. I was like, right, okay, that's fine. No, I'm nearly done. 100 pictures down.
When you look at photography and you look at, working with individuals and the look and feel that you're going for, are you looking from a very bespoke perspective at what they should need, as well as what they're coming to tell you that they need.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely have my own personal checklist in my mind that I will add into their ideas too. I do think people need a lot of documentary style photography too in their business. But not just, obviously, I think it's fantastic taking a picture of you, your desk, working every day, photographing, that's great. But I also think it's great for people to see you doing that. And so they feel like they're watching you, and that obviously creates such a connection too. So, yeah, I definitely like to add my ideas in there too. And I do have a checklist that I check off, or I'll encourage them to maybe, if their ideas are a bit stuck in one place, I do encourage them to widen them. Yeah, definitely. And get their product involved too.
Yeah. And if you look at, I suppose the picture is like, it's like a storyboard, isn't it, effectively? Yeah. You're trying to tell a story.
Yeah. So it's easy to read for the audience too.
Yeah.
And it does create that bond. I think it makes a massive difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you know, what's the differences between, for example, business photography and wedding photography? Obviously, you don't have a nightmare bride, but other than that.
At the moment, all my brides are very lovely, I have to say. I've been very lucky this year. The difference is, actually, do you know what? I've never thought I'd say this, but it is the professionalism. So with my business photography, I always try and be more myself. And, you know, bring my personality in, because therefore that will bring your personality out. With weddings, it's very much formal, and you know, you're there to do a job on the day, you'd get it done, and then you wouldn't see me laughing joining in a conversation with my clients at the wedding. You wouldn't see that. Although there's sometimes that I've just wanted to join in the party, I keep myself back. So in business, I obviously want to create the bond between us, so I know really what you want. Some people come and they're quite scared to tell you at first what they want. They've had photographers in the past who have been really strict and, you know, quite bluntly haven't been able to be themselves. So I like to sometimes break that barrier down by connecting and just chatting. And I also, with my business photographer, I let them into my personal life too, so that, you know, I'm my brand, so I want to attract them to me. So I add them to my Facebook, etc. Keep in contact like that. And yeah, it's a lot different, really. It's a lot different to portraiture with children as well. A lot different.
So it's more about, I suppose, an ongoing relationship with that business owner. And yeah, you being able to kind of get down into what it is that they're looking for. Do you go and have a nosy around their social media and their website and stuff?
Oh yeah, if I'm meeting someone I don't know, I've got to see what. Yeah, I absolutely do. Yes, I have to say I've been known to be a bit of a stalker before I meet someone. Just I want to know, especially if I'm going to their house, I want to know everything. Because I don't know, I can walk in that door and I don't know what I'm gonna, see. So yeah, I do. Yes. But I think it's really important for me also to be able to watch their business grow, and for next time I meet with them, and then I have more things I can help add to their business because I know what they're looking for. It makes a difference when you have someone on Facebook and you get to learn about them. It does. And you get to about their little things. They might forget something, come to the studio and forget to tell you something. I'd be like, oh no, well we should incorporate this in, etc. So yeah.
So how often, I know that I have a lot of shoots because it's part of my brand and it's part of all of everything that I do. So it means that, between books, social media, website, etc., we're predominantly now using your photos in my stuff. But generally, how often would you say you should get your photographs done? Because I know that, lots of people have that one time and then it's gone. What would you suggest?
I think you definitely have to keep on top of it, because yes, it's great if you get a photo shoot, but then you use all those images. You don't want to keep on reusing them with different memes and different quotes on it, because then it just makes it look like you're running out of images, and people will see you've changed your hair by now. Maybe you've changed the color of your hair, and you do need to kind of refresh that. I would say at least once a year, twice if you can. But if you came to me and said, look, I can only afford to do once a year this year, we will plan, if we are careful, to make sure that you have different pictures. We could get you over 300 pictures and make sure you get them. But I do think 2 times a year is great, because if your brand has products, you might have new products you want to take pictures of, and just keep it nice and fresh, really. And everyone, if it's a new picture, people are more likely to click on your post and engage. If it's an old picture with a different meaning, people are probably not going to engage as much, because they're going to probably think it's the other a picture that's been. Yeah, absolutely. It's new, fresh images. It really attracts the audience eye and makes them interact. So I'd say, yeah, about twice a year. But 1 time a year, we can make that work. It might just take a bit longer.
Yeah, you just need to do a little bit more prep, probably.
And I also think it's really important for people to plan their blogs ahead, to make sure they're getting the right photographs and match their blog with the photography. I think that's important, and it's planning ahead. Yeah.
And if you can get kind of the looks and feels and the different things that you're going for, I know that we get a lot of studio work that's very much expression based, whereas most people would do studio shoots that are just kind of head and shoulders. And
absolutely. I mean, it's not that that's boring. That's great. It's always great to have a picture of you, a portrait picture for your Facebook upload, for your website, for all your content, just so people can see you and become familiar with you. But I do think showing the personality, we do lots of expressions, lots of pointing, lots of hand gestures. It does make a massive difference, and you can edit whatever you want onto those. And you don't actually have to be thinking at the time, right, this one will be for when I do that maybe, and blah, blah. You don't have to be thinking that. You just have to think of new ways. And a good way to do that is obviously when you can look at Emma's, all your work, because we do a lot of different expressions, but just Googling it to get more confident. And just remember, I don't put the images anywhere. You have control of the images. So it's not like you're going to be like, I really hate myself in that one, but it's all over the web now and I can't escape it. You have control. You do what you want with the images.
Yeah, and I think that's a great one. Is that you can pick and choose, and you can use them as you wish. And there's some that I haven't used because of my own personal.
It's good though, because then we've taken so many, you can choose from them, and you're not going to like every single picture. I mean, the ones that you don't like, I'm probably like, I probably love those. There's been pictures actually that I haven't nearly put in your folder. I've put in anyway, and they've been your favourite. Yes, I wasn't going to put that one in, was I?
The cover of Beyond Ordinary nearly didn't make final edit.
So that's my lesson learned. We all, but I'm definitely to put that in the studio. But Emma, you work with kids, Natasha. You can't put that in the studio.
I'm doing this. You can't put it on the studio.
Put it on the wall.
That's only because my children told me off for doing that.
I'm not surprised, bless. Just pretend it's peace, it's peace, it's peace.
Peace the wrong way around, they know that.
Yeah, peace to yourself. Fine.
So I would like to open up the floor for anybody who's with us live, if they would like to ask us any questions. Emma's saying, do you travel to client sites, Natasha?
Yes, I definitely do. I've got a studio that can be flattened down and taken wherever. I do charge a small mileage fee. That's just obviously cover the cost, but I can travel up to 3 hours if need be. I am due a baby very soon, so that might put a little bit of a scare in the way.
Loading and unloading.
Yeah, so I might need help with carrying, but I have to say, Emma, you always help me. But that's the only thing. But I probably will be hiring an assistant to help me when I'm massive, which is going to happen very soon.
Oh yeah, she's massive.
No, I'm reading, my belly's really come out. Like, he's moving. He's so active at the moment, actually. But yes, he's getting there. So yeah.
Gorgeous. So, anybody want to ask us anything about photos generally? Let's see what we've got. We've got Judy watching with her firstborn, who is a budding photographer. What would you give him as a bit of advice if he wants to be a photographer?
That's lovely. How old is he?
I'm not sure. She'd probably tell us, but go for it with some. I think he's a preteen.
Right, fantastic. I would just start shooting, going to find your niche, go out there, do a bit of street photography, do some portraiture, do some landscape. There's lots of courses out there for children. I know Sarah Loveland does some courses for children, doesn't she? Yes. Doing some, he's 15. Oh, right. So when I was 15, I was doing free shoots for quite a lot of people. I was doing children. I even did one of my weddings. I was an assistant at a wedding. He's more than welcome to come and help me in the studio anytime. You know, I'm very happy to take people on. I actually do train people. I've known to train a few people from Newcastle College after they left. So, and I love it. It's great. And I love teaching. Just experience. And if he wants to do it, it's a fantastic career to get into. I absolutely love it. Oh, fab. Excellent. Oh, I'll have to have a look at your page, Judy, and have a look. That's great. Just little things like getting his name out there and just helping photographers, and I'd be very happy for him to assist me if he was keen to, and see what it's actually like business wise. It's a lot different as a hobby than it is to business. It's a lot different. Yeah, I would just get out there, maybe start a Facebook page.
Absolutely, start a Facebook page. I follow some great landscape photographers who I really, really love. Stephen Horsley, I think, Hornsey. Do you know Stephen Holmes?
No, I'd say I'm not really, I don't do a lot of landscapes. I'm just more portrait. I wish I could, but I'm very busy just doing portraiture that I never have time to get out. But I have to, well, I've completely lost, this is baby brain for you. I've lost what I was going to say to you, Judy. Yes, Instagram's fantastic. Just get followers, and you know, you get a lot of work from Instagram. I know I do, and I'm not an over poster. I just get a lot of work from it. Just people liking and sharing your content. So I think that's a really important thing for him to do. He's now 15. I'm guessing he might already be on Facebook anyway. And you'll just get work from it and commission and sell your prints. I've got a Zenfolio website which I use through my business, and you can sell prints on there. My daughter, who's 8, sells prints to random people I don't even know, and she's getting about £4 return on each print. That goes straight into her bank account. So you know, little things. I know I'm empowering, trying to empower her.
And what sort of lighting would you buy? I know I've got a very cheap lighting rig.
Yeah. It depends what he's into, really, because with landscape you don't need lighting. It's just your camera and yourself. If he was looking into studio, you can do DIY studio work. I did a product photography workshop just for a group of ladies not long ago who had businesses, and we made soft boxes, you know, for products. So you can make lighting. You can get any light, just like your normal lamp, and make it into a flash by just positioning it right. But I actually think natural light's really in at the moment, and using natural light is so much better. And when we're out and about, Emma, outside the studio, we don't use flash. I use a massive reflector that knocks us out half the time, doesn't it? And runs away from us on a windy day. It's massive. It is massive. So getting a reflector and that is better than using flash. And just the camera, getting to know your camera. And as I said, Sarah does fantastic courses to get to know your camera, and something like that, maybe he's getting it for his birthday or Christmas, will really make a difference to his photography.
Yeah, I use backlights that obviously aren't flash backlights, but are just a standing rig. And you can get them for about 20 quid on Amazon. Absolutely.
eBay, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive. If you're not using it for 6 hours a day, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can get things cheap. And secondhand cameras, I always try and encourage people to get secondhand cameras. Get a better camera for secondhand than a more expensive brand new camera.
Yeah.
It's a reflector. What was that question there?
Yes, he was asking about a reflector, and doing some work with Sarah too.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, that's really good to hear. Just get a reflector, £5 off eBay. Mine's only £10 and I use it every day. So I recommend that. And you just fold it up. It can be massive. It can pop out when you're driving.
She says you just fold it up, but it's like one of them pop-up tents, and you're like that.
It's like a little karate move to get it back in.
Oh dear. So would anybody like to ask anything about their business pictures, about the types of pictures that they should be thinking about, the types of expressions that they should be thinking about, anything at all that you'd like to ask while we're here? Is it raining with you, Natasha?
It is raining, yes. It's really miserable. It's not. It's after yesterday when it was lovely. Now when it's raining like this, it's not nice. I really want to light my fire, but I think it'll be boiling. Because I feel comfy. I have the candles on.
Feels like it's kind of just getting heavier and heavier, ready for school run time.
Oh, I know. I got soaked today, and my daughter's got an ear infection at the moment, so I had to rush to school at 12 o'clock to give her some Calpol.
Oh, dear, oh dear. Anybody would like to ask us anything at all? Any questions? So what would be your kind of top takeaway tips, Natasha, to get your business
to create your own business photography?
Well, let's have some to create your own, and let's have some to get them done and what you need to think about.
Okay, so to create your own, I'd always say try and use depending. Let's do a studio one, a fake studio one, and then a lifestyle one. So for a fake studio one, I'd always say try and make it a plain backdrop, nothing too distracting. Make sure you're the main person. I'd always try and make yourself off-center, so you've got space to put text.
Yeah.
I would obviously be engaging. Make sure your eyes are engaging with the camera. If you're daring enough to yourself, make a funny face or do some expressions. I'd go for it. You'd remember you're in control of them. You don't have to put them on if you don't want to. And I would always make sure you wear something that's flattering to you, and a good colour. Maybe it's a colour to match your website. If you've got a purple, pinky website, wear something like that just to kind of, blend in more. For lifestyle shots of yourself, I'd always try and get someone else to take your picture, get your husband or your partner or anyone, and just doing your work as usual, genuinely. You could be on the computer, just to document your days, really. And if I was looking for a photographer, I would say look for someone who you think you can get on with is the most important. I have had people who've come to me and said, "Oh, you're actually really nice. I'm so happy because the other person was shouting at me." I was like, shouting at you? I'll only be shouting if we're having fun. You know what I mean? That's, make sure you can get on with the person, because you will not be yourself around it if you can't. And make sure that the package you're getting is the package you are getting. A lot of people have the kind of upfront cost and then the hidden stuff that you will sign on the contract when you see them. And you won't know this till you see them. So it's good to just say, is there any other costs? Is this the correct amount? Blah, blah, blah. Make sure, because you do not want to go thinking you're paying a couple of hundred, and it turns out you'll be paying a couple of thousand. And that happens a lot. And that's very common. Very common. I have a lot of people come to me and they're like, "Oh, so where's all the extra bits?" I'm like, "Oh no, you get all that in the package." And people are like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's it, black and white." So please make sure you do that.
And you have a photographer that has ethics, and it's really lovely.
Thank you. I know there is a lot of photographers out there, but I mean, I can understand, because there is a lot of work into each shoot, and I can understand if people charging a lot. I personally, it's my work is my hobby. I love my work. I go to work every day happy, and that, I think that's why I think my packages are really reasonable, because I enjoy what I do. And I suppose if you didn't enjoy what you did, you'd probably triple your prices a bit more. What size are your daughter's prints? Can you read the full message? Sorry.
Can you put a link up to her site, please?
Yes, sure. I'll do that afterwards. Absolutely. We need to update it because she's been a bit lazy of late. But yes, I can. And you can also have a little look, Judy, on the price list that I've got on there. And you'll be able to see what sort of prices your son can be charging. Obviously, my daughter's 8, so I don't want her to get too, money orientated with it. The money, it's a bit different when you're 15. That money just goes into a separate account when she's older. But she's aware of it. But yeah, you can definitely have a look, and I will post that.
And that might motivate her when you pick her up from school, saying that people are looking at her pictures.
Absolutely. She does need to update them. And I try and get her to do them at least once a month. But, I'm not a pushy parent. So.
Anne says, when creating product photos for your website, would you use the same background for all images?
It depends what images. So, for example, if you were selling mugs, let's just say a mug, right? So, and this is something I do work for someone who sells mugs. This is why I'm using this for example. I would recommend that you do use a soft box type. You can make it yourself. You can make it out of a cardboard box. Just line the inside with white paper and use a flash behind you or a flash on top. Cut a hole. Yes, to make the product stand out, to make it look clear, etc. And I'd also do lifestyle shots too. If it's, say, a scarf, I'm just thinking of you, Emma, with your lovely scarf collection, I would say different poses, because to suit the scarf, to suit the material, to see how it falls, etc. What sort of product is it that you're selling? And
Anne has a bath bomb shop.
Fantastic. Right, so for bath bombs, I actually think for a bath bomb, it would be good to do one of the, say, a white backdrop, and then have another image of the same bath bomb in use or in someone's hands or amongst other props. And I think it's also really good to have the kind of white backdrop so people can see it's a clean product, it's clean, people like it, it's sterile, it's great. And then in action, or just, I'm guessing they're quite pastel-y colours then if they're bath bombs.
There's lots of, gorgeous colour to them. There's beautiful soaps. There's all sorts of gorgeous bath products that...
What I would do with that then is I would make a scene in your bathroom. So I'd make a little scene, and you can do that. Just go to IKEA and buy little things to put around it. Nothing too distracting. Make sure the bath bomb is the main centre of attention, and that the colours do not take away any of the, the eye from the audience. Make sure that it's in the middle, so that the audience's eyes go straight to the main product. Just put things in the background, and it could be like a little bottle of shampoo. It could be like a sponge, little things like that, just to make it look classy and to make it look realistic for the audience and think, that would look quite nice in my bathroom, actually. Mm-hmm. And just make sure you have at least 2 pictures of the same image when it's something that's supposed to be sterile and clean. I'd always say that, especially like with food photography too. Say if you were a bake and you wanted to make sell cookies, I would always make sure you have it in action and then a more sterile, clean picture, so people know it's clean. And yeah,
cool. I think the other thing I would quite like to see is them old water pumps with like an old wooden, like a bucket but wider, like their kind of baby bath. I think you could do a lot with that, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Different textures are really important. So in my product photography, I use a lot of different rustic woods. I just go to places like, let me think, B&Q, and buy one of their testers, or even borrow their testers to take it home with 10 damn fitting a floor, and I'll take like 10 loads, and I'll use those for my products. You can also get wallpaper testers. So when I'm doing my jewelry photography, I get wall tester papers, which they're probably about A3, and I just sellotape it to the wall, or masking tape so it doesn't ruin the wall, and then take pictures with them styled on props. It doesn't have to be expensive. Do it cheap, find things. You could do it on stones, you could do it on shelves. If it's bathroom, what do you associate clean bathrooms with? Shelves, stuff like that. Just make a little creation with it, and getting new designs will really get people in and making them look as professional as possible. And that's preferably the window behind you where there's light coming in. I always think natural light for things like that's better. You don't want to disturb the colour.
And and you could do places like the beach,
absolutely,
the bank. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ways you could get that
absolutely
out as well.
Yeah, you know what I suggest doing if you've got a product, take it with you wherever you go, and then when you see something, get it out. And that's I have clients who do products in football, like footballs, gloves. I have like a woman who knits. I have a mug lady, makeup, jewelry, and I always say take the mug out with you, and if you just see something that looks good, you could be in town and in a cafe and just pop it down, take a picture. Stuff like that is fantastic. Taking your products on holiday, that's fantastic, so you'll get some great shots on a holiday. And also if you see someone you like, if you like their hands, for example, this sounds terrible and people are going to be petrified. If someone's hands look good, you can say, I'm sorry, I've got a product, do you mind me taking a picture of you holding my product? Your nails look beautiful.
Hands.
Yeah. You'll be a hand stalker, but little things like that, and especially when you're on holiday, it's a very, beachy feel. You could really take advantage of that and use that with your products.
Cool. Any more? Diane says, only put prices up when you're not happy. I don't think Natasha was saying that. I think she was saying that for her love of what she does, she charges what she feels is right, and that she doesn't add extras on there because she feels that that's right. And yeah, it might be that that's her alignment to what she does rather than.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that's just me. I feel it's just my work ethic. I charge what I feel like is right, basically. Yeah, I didn't mean it to sound like anything else.
Yeah, that you don't have to be grumpy to put your prices up.
No.
Because I have been to put certain elements of her prices up, and now
in his name, you put lots of my prices up actually. So no, I didn't mean that at all. I just say basically it was trying to make everyone watch out that there's no black and white prints to get you in trouble.
Yeah. Anne said that we've just reminded her of Joy from Friends talking about looking and stalking for people with nice hands.
I'm not kidding. I've done that. I often take my clients' products out with me and stalk the streets of Newcastle. I don't really. Well, I do, but in a nice way. I just, I saw someone. If I see someone and, I like that, even that design on their top, and I think it'll look good, it's Shy Ben's getting out.
Love that. I love your t-shirt. Can you just hold this?
Can you just hold this back on, please? It's like, it gets you out, makes you meet new people. Every single person you meet, it's an opportunity.
Absolutely. Would anybody like to ask us anything else? Anything at all? Anybody? What's been your favourite thing to photograph?
Emma Holmes. You were asking for that one, weren't you, Emma?
Of course, but other than me.
Newborn. I love photographing newborns. Jewellery, although it can be challenging.
Shiny.
Yeah, very shiny, and you've got to be careful. Makeup, I do a makeup line, which is really fun. It's very challenging as well because you've got to try and make the bottles look the same, and there's like 30 pieces of each. But yes, yeah, I'd say, and I love just portraits. I love getting people's personalities and capturing that. And
if you do product photography, and can people just send you the product and you just crack on with it?
Yes, I mean, quite a lot of my clients do like to be there because they know their product and they know the way it wants to be, positioned. Especially if it's jewelry, the client might like a certain way the light reflects off it, and I might think differently. So yeah. Some people do stay, or I do just get sent a massive box. I've got one client who football supplies. So he just sends me a massive box of footballs and vests and gloves and stuff like that. And I just crack on with it really. But he likes more stock images, just white backdrop. Yeah, so that's anyway, really, it's fine. But I equally love it when my clients come along because then we can have a good chat and a cake and some coffee, and it's nice.
Gives her an excuse to buy another cake.
Absolutely, yes, and that's not hard at the moment, to be honest. I'm buying cake every day. I always have cake here now.
Well, I will presume that everybody has asked all the questions that they want, and thank you, Natasha, there and talking about product photography. And I will put the links up to your Facebook page on the video and in the comments so that people can come and stalk you, because I think you deserve to be stalked because you're too busy stalking everyone else.
I know. Thank you very much for having me. And if you've got any questions, please, I'll comment in the comment box below any answers or anything like that. So yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for your time, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.
Absolutely.